relative newcomer. Seen most of his Grand National experience all this year. But don't forget, he had a 4th place finish in the National 500 at Charlotte a few years back. Ellis now in 2nd place. Earnhardt trying to be the first man to win this race. Back-to-back 2 years in a row. In turn number 2. Ellis in the 2nd spot, trying to be one of those dark horses to pull it out. Will it be a different winner this year?
About 15 cars have pulled away from the balance of the pack back there, Ken, but these cars are so evenly matched. With Kenny coming up on the inside, right behind Ron Bouchard.
Into 6th. Engine for Randy Baker. Let's take a look at replay at what we saw just a few moments ago out here on pit road. Benny Parsons, that looks like a very busy supermarket on Saturday morning.
Can you imagine that? And, you know, how do you get any reason out of that chaos that you're seeing there? Your tires is every place. And Phil, my brother's right in the middle of the screen right now. He backs up and then tries to go, and I think he's having a problem of some kind. That's a live picture we're seeing. He's out of the race again.
Oh, that's too bad.
Each team keeps its own score chart of the individual laps as they come.
Got a crash at turn number 4, and that is the car number 2 that's being driven by Elliott Forbes Robinson today. Elliott Forbes Robinson has socked the wall at turn number 4.
He has lost an engine, Ken. I would say you see the smoke coming out of the exhaust. Here do you run a open rear end like they use in street cars, or a locked rear end that both wheels pull? And a locked rear end is better for leaving the pits because you have both rear tires pulling. But it's worse on the transmission and drive shaft because as you let the clutch out, you have all that power going and you don't have any tire slippage. And when the tires spin, that's it.
Boy, are they hoping for a caution flag, Ken. One more before this race is over.
Oh, car trouble.
Here it got him.
Spinning, crashing. That is the Trevor Boyce car. In big trouble out of turn number 4. It's a hard way to get a caution.
That was not the way that Richard Childers wanted it. He's moving around. He's just cut the switches off. He's coming out of the car after taking a ride like that, getting out that quickly. Another indication of how well these automobiles are put together, because that was not an easy ride.
You know, Ned, when he reached up to turn the switches off, my first thought was he was trying to start the car to go again.
You're watching it live here on CBS. Let's look at it in replay as to what happened to Trevor Boyce, who's been running right up there all afternoon.
Okay, he gets hooked. It looks like that's Tommy Ellis' car right behind him, and they just touch enough, and it shoots his car down to the inside. The air gets underneath the car, flips it over backwards. It hits hard on the top, scoots up the end of pit road there on the top. It hits the grass area, flips back over, all the way over and back on the wheels and up on the side, and lands back on the wheels once again like a big bucking horse.
Some rodeo ride for Trevor Boyce of Calgary.
You know, as the rodeo performer would say, he chose a good steed for that performance there, I'll tell you.
Stopping to tie his shoe. Stopping to tie his shoe. Let's take a look and replay.
They're coming off of turn 4. It looks like he drifts out just a little bit, Ken. Tommy Ellis on the outside of him there, and he hit just enough to send him around, and the air got underneath the car, sends it right upside down. Benny, what happens when that air gets under there?
I don't know, Ned.
Just the pressure?
At Daytona, watching this action that we're seeing on the screen reminds me so much of the Ricky Rudd crash from Daytona in the Busch Clash that we had in February. But, you know, and they paved that section down in Daytona because they felt like that the cars coming off the pavement onto the dirt made the car.
Watching that slim lead, knowing that Earnhardt is getting ready to shoot his shot. And here comes the field closing. A record number of cars clustered together, ready to fight it out at 200 miles an hour. And Harry Gant on the inside, the Bandit in the Haldane Burt Reynolds car, number 33, begins to make his move low on the track. He pulls alongside. He's fighting with Buddy Baker now, trying for 3rd.
Now, that's one of the better things that can happen to those front 2 cars. Tommy Ellis trying to come up on the inside. They were on the radio trying to get through. With all that jockeying going on behind him, he still might be in the best place as they come around for the white flag.
1 lap to go. As this tremendous group of cars thunders into turn number 1. Terry Labonte in front. Earnhardt is there in 2nd. Then in 3rd, it's Buddy Baker on the outside. Bobby Allison is in 4th. Harry Gant is on the inside in 5th. At 200 miles an hour, all of these cars contesting for the lead. Earnhardt closes ground. He's going to try the high side. Earnhardt going to turn 3 at 200 miles an hour. Winds it up. fires it in there. And it's Earnhardt going in front. Baker to second. Labonte back to third. It is still Allison in fourth. And now on the inside, Terry Labonte begins to move. Labonte back to second as they switch positions and shuffle down out of the turn. Dale
Right for Earnhardt. They're racing for second back there. Open the door for Earnhardt.
As they come out of the tri-oval, headed for the line. The question will be, who will be second? The checkered flag belongs today to the Richard Childress crew. Dale Earnhardt has done it again. The first man to ever win it 2 years in a row. Dale Earnhardt proud on pit road, ecstatic, as they've just done it. The first team to ever win the Talledega 500 2 solid straight times. A brilliant maneuver by Earnhardt in the last moments of the race.
It was a very brilliant move. Now, he drove Bud Moore's car to victory here.
Advantage to Dale Earnhardt, who had made his move on the outside going to turn number 3, broken away from the draft and took himself to first place. And in for second place, hello.
He looked like Labonte. Labonte maybe just by a few inches.
So that's the story of the 1984 Talledega 500. This man, Dale Earnhardt, is successful and the first man to ever win it 2 years back-to-back.